You're here for the final tier of this year. Alright, we're a poet now. The S tier championship for the Challenge Series. For the second time. Apparently they're saying we may be English? We may be renaming it to the Challenge Series World Championships in the future due to its, its finality. It's the final races of the calendar year. And it uses the fastest cars, so why wouldn't it be like the Ultimate Championship? Also, following the end of this tier is when we're going to start tracking stats and such. Which, in other words, just means I have to go back into every previous episode and record who won each race and who won which championship. That's going to be a bit of a pain in the ass. Anyway, I didn't want to spoil the championship main screen, because that would show off, or kind of spoil some of the other off-season championships that are coming. So we'll just have to look at the starting grid as we head into Silverstone to find out what cars are racing. Alright, we're at the starting grid for Silverstone, for the first race of Tier S. And now you can actually look at what cars are doing with here. The only real change in what vehicles can be on the grid is Hyde Keto has introduced the Ferrari 312T. Basically the Ferrari equivalent to the Lotus 72D that we have Isabella Flynn driving. Otherwise, we have Darius Bruel making his return after having been absent since at least Tier B at the latest. He's driving a 787. You have Shiro Casquette driving the same Maserati MC12 as she left off on. Ivan Sodakov is driving a C9 Mercedes. Cam is back in the Audi R8 again. Hikari Taniguchi returns, concerningly, in the Nissan GT3. And I'm sure the one behind him remembers what happened the last time they were here. Linné has chosen a McLaren P1 GTR, as has Ryan Wolf. Eric Wojciechowski in the Ferrari FXXK. Gina Torini is also driving a 787B. The only other vehicle besides the P1 GTR that repeats itself. Riley has shown up once again in her C7R. Dedrick Schwartz driving a 1998 Porsche GT1. I like how they have to specify 98 because there are multiple 911s. Taylor Lynn is representing the Lamborghini Huracan. Travis Wild is driving the 962C, the longtail variant. So I believe that's increased top speed, weaker cornering. And Isabella Flynn is driving the aforementioned 72D. So it'll be a battle between Hyde and Isabella for top classic Formula 1. And, well, Ivan got a great start. Yoshiro never does, so that car is just physically incapable. So there's basically like 4 distinct categories of vehicle that are represented here. We have the 2 classic Formula race cars of Isabella and of Hyde that are just about even on speed. I don't really know what the difference between the two is comparison-wise, as Hikari, already going back to his previous ways, and just about runs Cam out of space. We have like the kind of crazy hypercar category, which is the McLaren P1 and the Ferrari XXX. We have the GT category, which includes the GT3 cars, the C7R, and the MC12. And then we have the Group C cars, which are the 787Bs, the Mercedes C9, and Travis's 962C. As this is a little bit chaotic here, I've been totally talking over like all of the action here, with like, irrelevant conversations. And Scoreboard hasn't even been able to keep up with what's happening. We have Sprell running away with things. I have been unable to keep up with him. Yoshiro is hanging on to third from Ryan Wolf, who's already up 4 places on his quest to reach the top positions. Schwartz is up massively. He's up to 5th from 12th in the first lap. I don't know how that just happened, but maybe if I was, paying attention, I would know, but here we are. Well, so there is the 312 of Hydes. Storming right on by, and Hikari has been tagged by, I think that was Linné, and he elects to just not return to the track. So we've already got attrition on the very first lap of the championship, as Hikari gets revenge taken on him by Linné. That's kind of funny. Linné just took her revenge on him from last championship. Even though she won that championship, she's still not happy with what he did at this race. You got some NASCAR type stuff going on, I guess. That's something else. We have Travis Wild overtaking Cam. There's a very clear hierarchy you will find very fast in this tier, in that some cars are just built different. The Group C cars are far and away the ones to beat. The McLaren P1 and the FXX could put up a fight on some tracks, especially the ones with the longer straightaways. But everything else except for the GT1 here cannot really have a chance to win. Like, realistically speaking. I saw Linné on the map get around Cam into the S's. Cam, I think, is currently the only GT3 car in point, or GT car in points. And Hyde has just changed that. Yeah, so the distinct categories, the Group C's are going to be the ones fighting for the championship. The little hypercars like this P1 GTR and the FXX are kind of like runner-up category. I guess you'd probably shoehorn the 911 GT1 into that category, since it is just a race car version of a regular car from 20-some years ago. The slightly more modern MC12 GT1, I believe that's like 2006 compared to 1998, is the bridge between this GT1 and the GT3 and GT3 cars and Corvette, which is technically GTLM. It's a different thing. Difference between GTLM and GT3 is like roughly 20 horsepower and like 50 pounds lighter. But it's not a massive difference, so that's why they kind of coexist in the same tier together normally, and both end up in tier S as field fillers. For those that don't know, obviously the tier system in this game is based around the campaign modes for Gran Turismo games as a whole, and apparently of Gran Turismo 7. Allegedly, whenever that game comes out, we'll be returning to that formula, where you start off in like the Sunday Cup and the like individual drivetrain challenges. So that'd be tier A. You reach like the amateur events like the Clubman Cup and Turbo Sports, and that would be B tier, and arguably a little bit of C tier, but C tier really more so comes in the, what are they called? Professional events? Some like Premium Sports Lounge, Real Circuit Tours, and GT Sport Real Circuit Tours is like that, but Yeah, Darius is back, and he's back with a vengeance, as he is leading this race by, I believe that's 9 seconds? Yes, this is 9. Cedric is overtaking Casquette while he's busy yapping on about nothing. But yeah, like Premium Sports Lounge, the higher tier, like street car events, possibly like tuner car challenge, or turbo, no, a tuned car challenge, that's what it is. It's like the ones that use like cars from like Ramiga, Imbus, Boom Sports, etc. Those would be your C tier and D tier races, respectively. E tier is when you start to get into race cars. So that would be something like, I'm trying to remember these names. Like the Polyphony Digital Cup, if you're not playing Gran Turismo 1 or 2. That would be real circuit tours, and to a certain extent, it would also include a little weird here. That would also probably include Rain not working as Linnae is overtaking Yoshiro. I know, in one sense, once the race positions do align themselves, the races become boring towards the end usually. But the first couple of laps of a race are going to be very chaotic, especially if cars like these are just going to start in the rear of the field. And chaos is good, usually. Gemini, that's his nickname. As Darius is running 3 seconds a lap faster than everybody else. This is insanity, because that's going to be like a 15-second margin of victory at the end of the race. And yet Gina seems to be unable to make the same moves that you'd think this car should be making if it's that much faster. For having the best GT3 car out of Cam herself and Hikari, not really doing too great this morning. Then again, she also started last. That didn't help. Gina looking for a move on Glazowski. She didn't find it into that corner though. She's only really got like 2 more opportunities for where she can do that. The AI sometimes get funky into the beginning of the S's, or you can try and do it into Stowe, the corner at the end of the long straight after the S's. Unfortunately, the Ferrari FXX has more top speed than the 787B, so I don't really think that's going to happen. Yeah, so Tier E is like real circuit tours, Polyphony Digital Cup. With some of the cars in that tier, it almost feels like the win. And then we have Tier S, which would be the Gran Turismo World Championships or the Challenge Series World Championships. Speaking of champion, Darius Spruell has definitely been a champion of Silverstone. He's gonna win by like 15 flipping seconds. Sodakov will come a very distant second place over Ryan Wolf. So 2 Germans on the podium in the race. And a 3rd German coming in behind them. Actually, no, wait. The German... Okay, so, no. Sodakov is Russian. But he's driving a German car, and then that's how I threw myself off. Ryan Wolf and Dietrich Schwartz are German. And Ryan Wolf's not even driving a German car. He's driving a McLaren. That's British. And, Hyde will take the final position that scores points. So, looking at Brands Hatch, this will be a track that will make you really feel it a little bit more than Silverstone if you don't start near the front and you're a faster car. Obviously, that's kind of a prerequisite. Doesn't matter where you start if you're not fast, unless you're starting on pole. And even then, that might not save you for Group C starting 4th or higher. So, yeah, it is kind of, it's a little bit the whole, like, not hierarchy, but it is like pretty much like a tier list here. Ironically, a tier within a tier. And that the Group Cs are going to win probably almost every race. The hypercars can put up a fight to a certain extent, as can Schwartz in his 911 GT1. But, like, ultimately, the other 8 cars on the track are just here to say that we have a full grid of cars. There's no way that they ever win. Especially not with the really bad tracks that you can't pass at, not on the schedule. That being, like, Magione. Zandvoort's still here, I don't know why I did that. But, well, even then, the last race we did there proved that you can pass there. But Vallelunga, I don't know why I did that one. I could have easily just put Classic Monza there and kept that Italian tour going. But I didn't apparently do that, so here we are. Brands Hatch. The starting grid of it. And Ryan Wolf is, well, in a good spot. I wouldn't say set to take the points lead. But it certainly looks decent. It's certainly leaning that way. When they starts behind Hikari again, will we see more revenge taken, or has she had her fill? Guess we'll find out. Sorelli. It's actually a typo. It's not. It doesn't have an I in that name at all. Maybe it'd just be better I call him Gemini, because that last name confuses me. Or just Darius, I guess. There's a low humming noise in my house, and I don't know what it's coming from. When I did a mic test earlier, it was picking up on the mic, and I don't understand what it is. Anyway, without further delay. Looks like Hyde's gonna out-drag the GTR into the first corner. And Lene is going to get to his inside, and Hikari's been absolutely mugged, more or less. I thought Riley was going to try and sneak her way in there too while she was at it, but she didn't quite do so. Darius has actually not moved anywhere, nor has Eric, I don't think. Or not Eric. Eric hasn't either, Ivan hasn't either. No one really has except for the front two. Or, like, second and third having changed hands. And Riley got ahead of Gina off the no. Here, Shiro was the one that got mugged. Riley has enough aero to stay on the outside there, but she's got to do it again. She's going to stay in that position. Certainly harder when Gina barely keeps her on the track. And there goes the C9. Holy crap. A bit of defensive driving from Riley has actually kept her in 6th position for the moment. I think that's only temporary, but still kind of impressive that she kept the C9 behind her in a Corvette. Where is Gina going there? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't think you're doing that again, Riley. Power difference is shuddering. And I mean, Lene also overtook Hyde during the first lap, and missed that. Hikari is next on Ivan's hit list. Darius just now reaching points positions, having passed the R8 of Cam. I keep seeing that FXX from the side and thinking that it's a McLaren F1. That doesn't make any sense. That would have been in Tier E if somebody wanted to drive it, but nobody did. It wouldn't be here. Now Riley's getting kind of mugged. Even Eric got around her, and I haven't also got around Hikari, probably into the same corner. I would just be looking. If you're Riley at this point, your only real goal is to try and stay in the top 10 and score something. Same thing goes for really any of the GT style cars. Shiro, Cam, Hikari, and Riley all kind of have that same goal in mind. See, Hikari's actually going defend. Bruh. You overcooked that a bit there, Eric. You weren't even, like, next to him. You were way ahead, and you're just like, oh, that's some nice gravel. Bruh. People, it isn't that hard. The road's not that thin here. I know, I've driven it before in other games. It's not that hard. Anyway, if the Shake My Head convention has ended... Eric? So now here's Eric going down the front straightaway, gonna make a place on Yoshiro, and that's a wall there. Ow. Barely manages to not hit anybody else in his, drunken stupor. Hyde blocking up into a corner that's not even heavy braking zone. Looking like me on F1 with no assists. Ivan somehow not able to catch up to the Formula 1 car. Darius has now made his way into 6th. Probably helped by Eric causing absolute pandemonium. So Ryan Wolf is not really going to get the bolstering to his points that he really thought he was going to, because these two have really not had much issue getting for the field anyway. Hikari and Riley and Yoshiro still hanging on 2 points positions. I see you letting off there, Yoshiro. Gina looking for a move on Lene to put herself in the 2nd. She's running far and away the fastest laps right now. But Lene just has enough horsepower that the 787B is going to really have to work for that pass. There's a P112 right now. That sounded weird to say. Let's see, has anybody else oofed themselves yet? Selves? No, but Travis has overtaken Hikari, who also, I guess Riley followed him. No, that's impossible. Well, now Travis has passed her, but... So Riley, I guess, passed Hikari into T1, and that probably allowed Travis to follow her through. And now Yoshiro is trying the same thing on the GTR, and will succeed. Not really much to my surprise. I knew that as soon as she got close to him, that was going to be a pretty easy money. I think Dedrick has just passed Isabella. Yes. Schwartz needs to not have too many races like this. The 911 does have a difficult time making overtakes because it doesn't have that much horsepower compared to, you know, the cars at the front. It has just about more than the GTR that's in front of him right now. He's got enough to get to the inside. He's going to put himself into a position to score a single point if he makes the pass, which he will. Not really any chance of clapping back at that one for Hikari, so he's just going to have to accept no points. Darius has overtaken Ivan. I don't know how that's happened, but okay. And Gina's still unable to close the books on this one with the P1. He's getting awfully close to these corners, but there are just enough straightaways of Brands Hatch to keep that P1 ahead. Don't think that she'll do it here either. Well, moving around the chairs to hear a bunch of weird noises. Riley is managing to drive away from Yoshiro, so she'll manage to preserve her 8th place, I think. At least 8th. Something else dumb could happen here with Hyde, who knows. This is a fun cue. I literally thought he drove off the track there, trying to not be, overtaken. Again, I should specify. But no, he managed to keep it on the tarmac, so... But Travis is now up to 6, but I don't think he'll get any higher because we're on the last lap. Schwartz... Now I'm dumb. He's trying to catch the, more modern GT1 car. It's kind of an oxymoron, considering GT1 cars haven't existed since... 2009, I think? Maybe 2010, 11? I think it was 2009, and then GT2 shut down in 2012, and they're just like, 3! Heck with it. 3 is the best number. And so here comes Ryan Wolf. He's got 2 podiums in 2 races so far. So he's looking quite strong. Gina will take the final podium spot, could never pass Lene. Darius will make quite the recovery from 12th to not quite maintain his points lead, but he's going to be right there. Riley and Yoshiro with certainly unexpected points finishes. And Schwartz just barely managing to scavenge a single point. Moving in my chair. So it is Ryan Wolf by 3, and then it's Sotokov 5 more back, and Lene and Gina are tied at 15. Despite neither of those drivers winning, so how ironic. Anyway, if you thought the top speed was a problem before, they'll have no problem making passes at Spa. So let's just jump into it. Well, we're on the starting grid for Spa, and the game has elected that it's had enough of Lene, and cannot get enough of Ryan Wolf as he starts the highest of the championship contenders. We got like alternating positions here, and Gina's up in 3rd, so can't really say anything set in stone. It's going to be really hard to make big gains on the other championship contenders because of their ability to make up places anyway. Well, they might be starting 14th, but I would be really surprised if she doesn't finish in the top half. Especially at Spa, with its very long straightaways, both over there and back there. Well, you'll know what I mean if you don't already. Gina stalls off the line, apparently. Alright, that's not really helping your case much. She's been jumped by a GT3, and she's also just hit the wall. She's going to make pretty quick work of Taylor. You know, kind of difference between Group C and GT3, I guess. Eric leads them out of Eau Rouge, having absolutely stormed away from Hikari, who is also going to be passed by that. The difference between these cars seems like a lot less than GT6, I'll tell you that much. What is happening back here? That's not what's happening back here. Alright, Hyde is overtaking Taylor. That is what's happening. And Ryan Wolf is currently spectating. And he's going to now take advantage of Taylor being slowed down and make up his own place. He's very much not... it's very much not unlikely that Ryan will take a 3rd podium in 3 races. P1 does have the big advantage over the Group C cars in that it has really good horsepower and really good power delivery. More consistent power delivery at that, with modern gearboxes and, well, just generally more modern parts. The Group C's might have an advantage in overall top speed, I'm not sure, but I think they also have an advantage in cornering, but don't quote me on that either. But the P1 GTR has very good, very consistent power delivery, meaning it's good at accelerating and also good at top speed. So when we get to like Monza or the Highlands and such are in this tier. So when we get to like Monza, or even here, once he gets around Hyde and Hikari, this will be a weapon. Even more so than the fastest Group C's. But for now, Eric is just gonna run away for free, because Hyde has overtaken Hikari, but he's not exactly a fast car right now either. Gina has made her way back up to him though, so he's actually not getting away at all. The 787 I think is the weakest in the straight line of the Group C's, but it's got really good cornering, certainly better cornering than the Ferrari FXX. Not to say that the FXX is a slouch in cornering, not really, none of these cars are, but... And Wolf will now seize the main straightaway opportunity, and he'll make up 2 places at once, and he'll be back on the podium again. Hyde can still valiantly defend 4th for a while, I'm sure. Especially as we're now, you know, no longer on a straightaway. Yoshiro has not really been showing up. Riley apparently couldn't maintain momentum. She started in an okay position. She just doesn't have speed. Cam also out of points. It's the regular customers. Taylor is the only one that's in points that normally wouldn't be. Oh, actually no, Hikari is right in front of her. What am I talking about? But I'm sure in time, we've still got 3 or so laps to go. As you can see, Didrik is trying to pass through this corner, which is a very interesting decision. But it still worked. Yeah, I'm sure in time, these guys won't be in the points anymore. I think really one of them probably will be, because the 72D can't really make passes too easily. And if Yoshiro is still down here, that means that probably Hikari is gonna score 1 point. Where in the heck is he? Oh, he's up here, because he's been passed by 5 cars in 1 lap. And there goes Schwartz. So now he's in 10th. He's still gonna score a single point, but it's not gonna be much more than that. Hyde has been passed by Travis. We will now try to keep Lene behind him, but I do not think he will succeed. It's the power difference in those cars. He'll be on for good points. He'll be on for like 7th, but 7th or 8th. But I don't know if he'll get much. I don't think he'll get 5th. He'll get 6th at best, because Lene is literally right there. And Lene's got a much faster car in a straight line. It's funny to say that there's something that's faster in a straight line in Formula 1, but that's just kind of how that is. Ultimately, I guess, Formula 1 is actually not that impressive in a straight line. It's always in cornering. But in this tier, that's not the case, because it's a car from like 1980. Gina is just kind of stuck in limbo. She's never gonna actually make the pass because Eric's got way more speed in the straight line. She'll have to absolutely send it in to this final corner, and that's like her only shot. She has to take it though, and she's electing to not do that. Actually, she's electing to lock the brakes. Speaking of the final corner, Travis doesn't have a plan. Linnea's been around Hyde. Ivan Sodokov looking to do the same thing. Nothing doing yet, though. Taylor has passed Hikari in recent history, so that's gonna put her in the points, or point. Although that chicane didn't really look like the chicane of a person that's scoring points, but here we are. I guess it's one of the things, if she's there, what does that make the ones that are behind her? Hardly professional, but as if that'd be me, professional and all that. Hyde fighting for his life, but I think he might just keep 6th through this lap. We don't have any straightaways for a while, so he just needs to elbows out, as they say in Formula 1. Just like defend, become unpassed. Even though you've been passed by like 3 cars. But beside the point. Don't make it 4. On your luck, Ivan might be distracted by, oh. Yeah. That's not even him behind him anymore. That's Darius. No, I'm not so sure. Here he comes, he is Cinnamon. Here he comes, he is Cinnamon. And Hyde basically just gets out of the way at that point. There's not really much that he can do there. Other than just get ready for the next one. Get ready for the next battle. Oh, they collide, and that's disaster. That's gonna put him out of the points. Stalled the engine, I think. He's just done. I don't think you had the facilities for that big man. I'm sure Linnea is shaking her head right about now. And yeah, also what did I say? She's gonna finish top half anyway, so Linnea has just won the Tier E championship, and clearly her momentum has not slowed down at all. I just noticed the wing moves on this car. When does it do that? Oh, it's like 100 miles an hour, the wing moves down. Huh. And as soon as you get on the brakes and you're back up. I was gonna say, what is he back on the track? Because he should be behind my little AI. Or myself, rather. My other self. Summoning persona. Oh. Wait, what? And Gino was still unable to manufacture a move for the lead, so he's gonna have one last shot. He's gonna let off like a fool, and that will pretty much have given Eric Wojciechowski the win here at Spa. She could have tried to take it away from him. She can brake later. She's got better handling, but she just didn't care. So there you go, Eric. Happy birthday. And Ryan Wolf, I guess, was passed by Travis at some point, but not enough. And he will take another podium. Lene in 5th. And Hikari has been passed by Yoshiro, so he will score nothing. Taylor, having missed the chicane again, has still done enough, though, to score 9th place. For a grand total of 2 points. Meanwhile, post-race, I think that was Isabella trying to pass Hikari for no apparent reason. Speaking of Isabella, Cam, and Hikari have still yet to produce any points as we head into the 4th race. A 7-point lead for Ryan Wolf over Darius. Lene, even with that recovery, still wasn't really as high in points as I thought she was. It's basically, right now, it's basically Ryan Wolf versus Mazda. That's the way that I look at it. But now we'll head into Red Bull Ring. In case you thought the top speed was a problem before, you can see nothing yet, because there's more straightaways here. There's a straightaway at every track, but they're longer here. They aren't really that long at like Imola or Vallelunga, but the next 3 tracks, straightaways. This track has a straightaway. It's pretty big. 2, kind of. And this one as well. These 2 don't. But anyway. Red Bull Ring is next. Alright, we're on the starting grid for Red Bull Ring. I briefly forgot what track we were at. I thought we were at Spa. For whatever dumb reason. Anyway. Well, Ryan Wolf looking set to score many more points. I don't know if he's going to really extend the points lead, though. The 787Bs are still not too far away. Still manageable position. Schwartz is on pole. Can you capitalize from that? It's GT1 front row, albeit from basically different eras of the category. And it's apparently very foggy again, like it was the last time we were here. And Ryan Wolf through the first corner. Just about runs over his fellow German. Doesn't run into him though, and yep, there it is. And he's clear. And Dedrick obviously can't really send it from there, so. Huh? Something has really happened here. I see. Travis had a Pepega moment and is blocking all of the other cars because he doesn't seem to know what he's doing. Nissan driver moment, okay. Yellow flag? Well, it is gonna get away. But this is absolutely shafted Darius. And Hyde, for that matter, but... No, Hyde's gonna get clear, but he's just sitting right there in front of this... No, now he's holding up 2 cars. Okay. Meanwhile, and people that are actually able to do the race, this does mean Riley has top 5 potential. Which is quite interesting for a Corvette in Tier S. I don't really know. Riley is like the luckiest underdog. She's like the secret hidden. She's like the hidden protagonist of the Challenge series. Technically, the main protagonist is supposed to be like Gina or myself, but she has so much luck, and also some skill. Obviously, she's won a championship before, but she just has so much luck that it just kind of seems like it's plot armor. Darius did manage to escape that area, but he was several seconds behind, and I don't think even the 787B is going to make up that deficit. If he's there, And Taylor's here. Yeah, no. That's like 15-20 seconds. So Mazda's fast, but it's not that fast. And also, Eric and Isabella are getting very close. Eric has, I think, just passed Isabella, probably into one. But I think lowest that you can really get is 6th. I don't think the 72D is going to pass Riley too easily. Eric probably will. But I don't really think that Isabella has the power to do that. I was going to say the force, and I was like, no, I don't really think that applies. Gina has some damage. I guess probably hit Travis on her way out. So Ryan Wolf is going to win another race. He's going to get 4 consecutive podiums. He's going to make an entire episode worth of podiums. He is literally unstoppable until the starting grid puts him in like 14th and somehow miraculously doesn't make up 11 places. Which, yeah, when I call that a miracle, it's saying something. Eric is just at the fastest lap. Not by much. 600ths. Yeah, Riley, about that 5th place you're gonna probably think you're taking? No. Oh my god! No. Well, this will also fix the problem of drivers not scoring, because I think that every driver that has not scored up to this point is currently in the top 10. Because Taylor just scored at Spa, and I think it's what, Cam, Isabella, and Hikari that have not scored, and well, Cam is at some risk of that. Nobody else really is. Like, yeah, Cam is not the fastest, and Linnea is running away from him right now, but Ivan will have to catch like 6 seconds to get to him, and then he has to pass him in 3 laps. Okay, never mind. Cam might be screwed. Because I can see him up ahead. Gina has closed in on Schwartz. Of course, catching is one thing, we all know that. Passing is the next. They about draw even in top speed though, apparently, so maybe the pass won't be that hard to make. On to turn 3. And yes, that is turn 3. They count that little kink there, and I don't understand, but I guess you might think about it as a corner if you're driving like a dragster, but other than that, if you're driving anything with any amount of downforce, that's not a corner. That's barely even a steering input. But here we are. But yet this little, like, bend here on this back straightaway is nothing. That's not a corner, I guess. Like, I don't know, man. I just don't. Eric versus Yoshiro. Eric will definitely win that one. I hadn't even noticed he was getting close to her. But I'll do irony. Darrett's actually chopping down that gap pretty well. Just gained 6 seconds in 1 lap on Taylor, who is not very fast. Has been overtaken very recently. No, that's Cam that's been overtaken by Sodakov, so still no points for the R8 driver, even though everybody else in his sort of wrecked neck of the woods has put up points. Can Gina make it this time? Maybe. She has to brake kind of aggressively, but I don't really think it's impossible. She's braking aggressively. She's hitting every curve on the track, and drive off. Schwartz gets the better drive off, so nothing yet. She's got a couple more chances though. There's like 3 braking zones in Red Bull Ring that you can make a pass at if you're crazy enough. She's gonna force the issue into 4 and accelerate. And now she is back. She is now not back. She is ahead of Schwartz for 2nd place. Very crucial that she does so. Why is there a yellow flag there? Very crucial she does so for the sake of the points battle. If anybody's going to remain relevant against Ryan Wolf, they need to be doing that. Jokes aside, Darius might not finish last. He's not going to get points, but he's not going to be last of the running cars. Ryan Wolf is not as far ahead as I thought he was. He's gonna win, because it's an 8-second lead in 1 lap. That doesn't work, not when they're running the exact same lap times. But I thought he would be like 20 seconds up the road by now. Eric, not close enough. Isabella, not close enough. Lene, maybe close enough, but I don't think so. Ivan has passed Hikari for 9th. Apparently, I don't know. I didn't think that was gonna happen. Yeah, I think we pretty much have our finishing order, unless Lene does that, and it's very close. Okay, never mind. Lene is gonna get around Isabella here. Or not! Isabella is gonna block her, pretty much. I mean, I guess you do what you gotta do when you're a car that's that much slower, but, I'm afraid our little game ends now. She might even get Riley in the last corner. I don't know if the AI really has the nerve to do that. She might just out-drag the Corvette instead. It is, the starting line is pretty far away down the straightaway. Wake up sometime. Ryan Wolf could take another win. Gina to clear from traffic. Fast lap, but need a lot more laps than that to win. Lene is not going to get it, despite the jarring top speed difference. Rarely got it by like mere inches. Lene did get Isabella, however, so. Despite everything, Darius didn't finish last. Also, how are you gonna shoot me when it's like 9? Give me a break. I literally couldn't have waited like 3 minutes, huh? Alright, so now it's an 11-point lead. I think I'm reading that right. I'm so far away from the TV screen. It's really hard. Yeah, that's 50. Mind you, he scored 50 out of 60 possible points. Four consecutive podiums for Ryan Wolf. It's set quite a precedent. Eric is 3rd in points. How is that happening? Well, never mind, I know how, but it just seems crazy. And Cam, still the only driver with 0 points. And he had his chance in this race when, like, 4 cars were rendered irrelevant by Travis's brilliant driving. And he still did not manage to score anything. Gemini was at some point about 17 seconds behind and still came back to pass Taylor in the last lap. So that was something. It didn't mean anything, but it was still funny. So yeah, 4 races in, literally Gina is the only driver within 1 race worth of points. Did Lewis Hamilton take that McLaren? Anyway. Till the next episode.